So I'm just gonna go with this. I am sitting on a meditation pillow, which I just got recently. I have not been on YouTube in a long time. It's wild to think about that the last time I was on YouTube, I ended up, I think, crying. I was in a really bad place at the time. I think at that time I had been laid off from my job, and I think I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to heal and just try to be in a better place, where I think in reality I just needed to take some time to take care of myself and rest, and I just did not do that. And then I had a breakdown. A lot has changed since then. I really feel like I have gone through a healing journey, and I think that it isn't something that just ends. It's a thing that continues on for the remainder of your life. You just get into a much better place and react to things a lot differently when you are healing. I don't believe though in being truly healed. I think there's always something out there that you need to evolve with and work through, just because different situations come into your life. I think that the biggest thing that has helped me with my healing journey is letting go of resentment towards people that I was holding on to. And I think that when you think about resentment, it is something that you are the one that is feeling all the effects, not anyone else. You might resent someone for the actions that they had, the actions that they decided to take. However, by you not letting go of the pain that provided you, and by you thinking over and over again how someone hurt you, you're the only one that at the end of the day is going to get hurt by it, and it's going to leave you in a place where you're holding on to this pain, where you could decide to let it go. And that's something I really worked through the last couple of years, is letting go of this resentment that I had towards others, because I realized that I was the only one that was being affected by it. And also, in addition to that, I just realized that you can't change people. That's something that was a hard lesson for me to learn, is you can't change people, but you can change how you react to people. And the best thing to do is to no longer react. So that's something that I've worked on, and I still have to, but it has helped me so much. And then another thing that has really helped is rewiring how I look at the past. And what I mean by that is, rather than looking at things as a negative and why did that happen to me, instead I look at things as how it has helped me and shaped me to who I am today. So for example, I could look at my past and say, why was I raised the way I was, feeling like I wasn't worthy and I wasn't good enough? Why was I bullied? Why did I feel like the black sheep? And I have rewired the way I look at it, and instead of thinking all those things, is I say that I'm grateful for the way I was raised, because it taught me to have a lot of patience. It has taught me to be empathetic. It has taught me to just better understand people and be able to gauge people's emotions. And also, it has made me into a strong person. If I hadn't experienced everything I had in my past, I wouldn't be the strong person I am today, and I wouldn't have the skill set to be able to help others like I can now. And in addition to that, I feel like I am one of the only people in my family that wants to release not only my own trauma, but also generational trauma. I truly believe that generational trauma is a thing, and that it builds up over time, and it builds up into people in a family bloodline. And I think that is truly why there's so many people that have a lot of mental illnesses today. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist. I just think that what is happening is, rather than people learning to heal their traumas in their past, what they're doing is they're reproducing, and then they're trying to raise their children how they wish they were raised. But everyone needs a different type of childhood. Not everyone's the same. And then those children do not get the needs that they need. And then they also feel that energy from their parents. And then it transfers onto them. And then it's a domino effect of it keeps going and going and going. I think that what is really important is for someone to say, you know what, the way that things have taken place, they no longer work for me, and I'm going to go and dig deep, and I'm going to look at that inner child that has faced a lot and has a lot of hurt, and I'm going to decide that I love them for exactly who they are, and that I am going to be their safe space, and that I am going to be that person and that comfort that they needed when they were little. And slowly but surely, as you go to the past and you heal your inner child, then you're healing who you are to this day. And that goes as deep as also generational trauma, because you've been programmed to be who you are based off of your parents, and your parents were programmed to be who they are based on their parents. So by healing yourself and your traumas, you're starting to heal the generational trauma, which in turn, when you are a person that is healing, the people around you have no choice but to see that, and without them even realizing it, by you basically having this energy that is like inspiring almost in a sense, then you are having people look at themselves, and either they could look at you and get angry because they see the worst in themselves, or they could look at you and be inspired because they're like, wow, this person has a different era or aura around them, and that interests me. I want to see how I could have that as well. So that's what I think about with the healing, and it is challenging when you have people around you that are unwilling to heal, and they look at you as someone that is almost like a negative person around them because they see their pain. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's like they react to you because they're seeing the worst in themselves by seeing the best in you. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's something that I've been facing a lot lately, which is very interesting, and I think that's been the biggest struggle for me. And through this all, I think too, is I'm seeing my self-worth, and that's maybe what's challenging for these people, because I am standing up for myself and trying to create boundaries, and they're not used to the boundaries, and so that makes them upset. I also, since I last posted, I have had people that I have chosen to remove from my life because they just were not meant to be there anymore, and there are people that have entered my life, and I think that is something that is important on your healing journey. You're going to realize that some people are holding you down and are just not great supporters and are not meant to be in your life because they make you question yourself when you know you're a good person, and they don't see your worth. And when you start in your journey of healing, you start to look at the people around you and what energy do they make you feel. And I had people in my life at the time that the energy that they gave me was uncertainty, and like I wasn't worthy enough for them, in the sense that they did not prioritize me, and that I had to question, is there something wrong with me? When in reality, they were choosing to not put me as someone important in their life. And by healing, you realize that you do have a set of standards, and basically if someone doesn't meet those, then they're not worthy of being in your life. Because how I see things is, what I give to others, I expect in return. I know that people are going to go through phases where maybe they can't give as enough or as much, and you might have to give more during that time, but then there's times when you aren't feeling enough and they give you what you need at the time. It's like vice versa type of thing. And I was realizing that these people, I was constantly giving my energy to them, but then when I was feeling down and I needed support, they weren't there for me. And that's when I take a step back and I go, these people just are not worthy of being in my life. And so that is something that was really important to me. So I think in all with this video is that when you want to change your life and release things that no longer serve you, it's not going to be easy. And I think that's why a lot of people are afraid to do the work, because you see dark sides of yourself and you realize that people aren't always how you thought they are. You start to really dig deep, and it's like a veil, an unveiling, and it's not always easy to see what's on that other side. However, by doing the work and by getting into the deep hurt and pain of things, all you can do is go up from there, because you're healing yourself inside out. You're essentially getting rid of all that extra baggage and armor that you put on yourself, trying to protect yourself when really it's just been holding you down. So I know this video is a little bit all over the place. I just want to help people that are in the shoes that I was in before. And I'm not perfect. I'm still on my journey. Like I said, it's something that's a process. It's something that I think is like a lifelong thing, because if you're not evolving, then what is life? Life is about evolving and learning and growing. And so I think it's just like a long, like for the rest of the life journey. And I'm hoping that some of this information helps people, and I'm more than happy to go into more detail of topics, because I just think that I learned them from others, and some things I just instinctively knew to try out, and I would love to share details, because me being here, I want to help as many people as I can, because I know I'm not the only one that's been hurting, and I know that I'm not the only one that is ready to make a change. They just don't know how. So if you're not sure what to do, but you want to make a change, then I'm here to help you, and I will do whatever I can to do. And I just want to say that you're amazing for being self-aware enough to say, you know what, I'm over how things have been. These things no longer serve me, and I'm ready to make a change, and I'm ready to put myself first and heal myself inside out, so I can show up better for others. And not just that, but you can show up better for yourself. And in all, collectively, with more people healing in this world, I think that it's just going to be a much better place, and a much safer place, and a much more exciting place to be. And we can change the trajectory of how things are going. It's just we have to do the work. That isn't easy, and that not everyone wants to do. I can tell you though that it's well worth it down the line, because there's amazing blessings that come with working on yourself and letting go of things that no longer serve you. So